Hello, everybody. Welcome to Beyond Boundaries with Lisa Richmond. I'm Lisa Richmond. Thanks so much for showing up. If you're returning guests, thanks so much for coming back. I appreciate all of your commitment to the channel and the love that is shared throughout the comments and the community that's formed here. You guys have no idea how much that means to me. So I want to give a big shout out. If you just clicked this video and you're new to this channel, welcome. And in that, I gotta say, there'll definitely be something here for you. And I'm really excited about this message because I actually did a recording before this, and then my guides came through and they're like, this one needs to be heard first. So I'm gonna just trust it. I just drop everything, come right in front of this video, and I'm here to share. So the overwhelming energy that is surrounding us right now, I have to say, and you might be sick of hearing this, but it is it's like the post-eclipse energy, right? It's like kind of sounds like apocalyptic because it kind of felt like that. But this is the deal. If you're feeling digestive issues, stomach problems, like kind of like the gastro issues, if you're feeling an enormous amount of emotional influx and release over the past week, and you're like in the throes of it, look, you're not alone. I would have to say the vast majority of us are purging and releasing on different levels from this massive transformation that just occurred. So quite often what happens when we have incredibly large energetic experiences such as the last few weeks, it's all affected us on different ways. It really has. And it will continue to affect us in different ways dependent on the land we live on, the people we fraternize with, the amount of sleep we get, the food we eat, all that kind of stuff. But on an energetic way of receiving the amount of energetic input basically from the last couple weeks, what's happening is I talked about all the transmuting that we were doing, right? That was a couple videos ago. So that's massive. That's a big part of it. But what's happening is when we endure this massive energetic hit, the last thing to catch up in our regulation, or let's say timeline jump or frequency increase or like energetic influx, the last thing to catch up always is our physical body because it's the most dense. Okay. So if you haven't heard, we have just massively hit a big timeline jump. We have just jumped into a timeline of a frequency that we'll be following for the next 8 years, 10, 14 years of a very quick high trajectory into this kind of new timeline, new frequency that we are contracted to do a bunch of really great things, okay? As a collective and individually. So this will play out in different ways, okay? So as we're kind of getting comfortably energetically into this, so many things have to occur spiritually, emotionally, physically, all of that, right? And here's the thing. Yes, the physical body catches up last because it is the most dense, and it's the thing that trails, let's say. So when we do this jump the thing, as we're flipping into this new dimension, the last thing to get there is the physical body. And it does matter what is happening with our physical body as we are jumping into this timeline, okay? So if you're not necessarily 100% comfortable with using the term jumping timelines or moving through the quantum field into a higher timeline or higher frequency, I get it. That's fine. We can just simplify it by saying we are in a place and time in our life where the things that kind of kept us stuck in old ways that we're no longer doing anymore, and we're open to new innovative ways of thinking, being, and acting. Okay? We'll say that. Okay? In the same way, all of the things that go with that new frame of thinking, acting, feeling, it has to kind of catch up so that it can align and allow us to do that. And so our physical body is a thing that always kind of lags and is last to catch up. So if you've been feeling exceptionally emotional over the last couple of days, that is so normal. It is so normal, and it feels good to feel normalized when you're having an incredibly emotional time, right? When it feels like everything is particularly more, it affects you more. Where things are like words are, you're like, I'm feeling this. Or heck, you could sit and just cry as you're out, in nature, and you're having an energetic release and you're just crying. Human nature, we usually like find something to connect that sadness to. So, I'm just feeling overwhelmed because this, and this. And that might be true, but I would try to like encourage you to do and feel this release without necessarily connecting it to a lot of things, and just letting it come out, because this emotional release and purge is actually occurring from, like we said before, so many different timelines. Like, you're going to be crying tears for your 6-year-old self. You're going to be crying tears from your 18-year-old self. You're going to be crying tears from the part of self that endured pain by observing a very close friend in 7th grade go through a major loss. Like, these are the types of things that our physical body is purging out, because it's doing this huge release that is connected to, yes, our physical body, but our energetic body as well, as we move frequency and timelines, so that we can release and purge the things, the energetic weight, maybe, I'm using that term just to kind of keep it simple, okay, so that we can move into this timeline and this higher frequency with more freedom, so that we're not carrying a lot of the density that was carried before. And they're wanting me to talk about the digestive stuff a bit, because just like I had said, there's a lot of us that are upgrading through a throat chakra, because we are going to be starting to speak more truth from ourselves, and collective truth, energetic truth, the truth of like the divine, and our own truth, and what we know as a divine being. So yes, we're having a major upgrade in our throat chakra. So like, there's an exceptional amount of humans that have no voice right now, or are raspy, and they're like, I don't know. Okay, but same with the digestive stuff. And here's why. Our solar plexus chakra is connected well, actually the first three, if you think about it, the first three. And when we're going through major like gastro purges, okay, we're going to talk about that. I'm sorry, it's a little not fun, but it's happening all over. That energetic purge is releasing old senses of self, old identities of self, which is essentially the foundation of the first three chakras, right? It's our stabilizing foundation, our perception of self and our safety within ourselves, our perception of who we are in our own roles as human, whether it's feminine or masculine, or the dynamics or the shame or the guilt, or that all that we've felt as we've developed through our sense of self. And then our power source, which is our solar plexus. So 1, 2, 3. And the dynamic of the shifting energies that move through our power source is huge right now. And so we're all of a sudden coming through this huge energetic shift. We're coming out the other end, and we can't stop crying or feeling an influx or decrease, an influx and decrease of our emotional regulation. Our bodies, our physical bodies, are either so drenched in sweat overnight because we're releasing. If you're waking up in like deep sweats and you're like, what the hell? And you're sweating it out, or you're in like a comatose state of sleep because your body is so tired and you're like, I just slept for 14 hours. Or the opposite being true, where you're achy and you're tossing and you're turning and you're tired, but your body feels like it needs to ache out a fever. So all of this is happening to us in so many different ways, but I'm here to tell you, hold on for one more day. Hold on, because we're coming through it. And by full moon mid-April, I mean, even by the end of this week, you guys, we're heading into like Mercury going direct. Things are going to start untying in that kind of feeling of that density. The more we purge, the more release happens naturally, and the freedom that we have in order to then refill, rebalance in this new timeline. And they're also reminding me that the purge that we're doing physically, yes, but they're saying purges happening with releasing hurts, traumas, maybe like pains that is being held in our like pain body from events that occurred in our lifetime or lifetimes before this that we are still holding on to. Example, if we developed a poor sense of self because somebody told us that we were terrible when we were little, okay? And then that trigger of that person or that city even in which it occurred, or like we drive by the high school and we're like, trigger, right? That pain is not going to be healed in the same frequency that it occurred in. So by going back and revisiting the same situations or trying to talk to the same people or trying to heal it, trying to like put ourselves in family dynamics that caused the pain in the first place is only going to reiterate the same energy that caused the pain. But because we are now going into a new frequency, a new timeline, we're in it. What's happening is that the same types of feelings is resurfacing, but we're able to do the healing now because we're not in the same frequency in which the pain occurred. So if you are having an influx of emotional triggers, dreams, people coming in from the past again, that is kind of resurfacing some of this old stuff, know that no, you're not back in it. You're not way back. Oh my God, here we go again. I thought I dealt with this. It is, you are given the ability to heal some of this in the new frequency that gives you that awareness to be able to heal it from a place of like heart center. Because essentially this takes me to the end of this message, is that this new timeline is being held in our heart frequency, not our head. So we're not going to, this isn't a figure outable thing. All of this isn't figure outable because in the timeline, we're not up here, we're here. And that from these beautiful blue beings that came through the channel that I recorded before, or maybe I'll put it next week, but the blue beings came through with a direct channel this morning, and they were talking about being in the heart space, talking about this new timeline and how it holds the energy of faith. Having faith in an energy or a power greater than our own. Having faith in the connection of our loved ones that have passed. Having faith in the angelic presence around us. Having faith that this purging will finish. Having faith is that higher level energy of our heart space that leads us rather than it being our brain, our mind, our figure outableness. Okay? So that's the message for today. Beautiful message. I'm very grateful for my guides to come through with clarity with this message. I really feel like this is going to be heard by the people, obviously, who are watching it, who need to hear this, because you're not alone and you're almost done. You're almost done. lots of love for yourself, softness in every decision that you can make. Where there's a softness, choose the soft side of things. Choose all softest right now, in alignment with the heart and the love. Okay? So I bring this to you with so much love. And when I say I love you, I deeply, deeply love you from the core essence of who I am. I love you. And I'm so grateful that you're here. And I cannot wait to come back and talk to you again next week. Okay? So have a wonderful weekend. And hey guys, if you guys are interested and want some more like sound frequency channeling through sound, through like crystal sound bowls or Tibetan sound bowls, let me know and I'll do another recording and throw it on for you, okay? So yeah, peace and love to everybody, and I will see you next week. Okay, bye.